Welcome back, guys. Today I've got another loaned-in knife. I got a couple coming from my very good buddy Alex from Alex's Knife Box on YouTube and Alex's Knife Box on Insta. So please check him out. I will put a link to his YouTube channel down in the description below. Over the last, several months, probably a year we've been talking, but over the last several months since I've started YouTube, him and I talk probably almost every day about different knives and what we're doing in our lives and whatnot, and it's been great. So I've sent him knives to review, to get his take. He sent me some, so we just kind of in this back and forth. So I got 2 or 3 knives from him today, which I'll review, and then I will send a few down. When I send these back to him, I'll throw some in, and then vice versa. That's kind of how it's worked over the last little bit, which I think is a great way to do it. I know I love getting loaner stuff in, whether it's from another YouTube friend or just some knife friends in the community or from my dealer friends. So it works out really great for me. Quite frankly, I have a lot of knives, but I can't have enough to keep you guys entertained or keep you rolling your eyes. Whatever the case may be, doesn't matter. So let's dive into this one. It is the Emerson, I got it written down here because it's a little bit of a weird name. It's the Emerson XHD HMMVK. What all that means, I don't know. I don't really care. The XHD is their extra heavy duty. Alex got this maybe a month or 2 ago. He lives in Southern California, not too far from their shop. They basically released this knife and it was sold out in a number of hours. So the closed length is 5 5/8. The overall length is 9 1/8 plus. The blade length is 3.88. The edge length is 3.76 on that very cool Tonto blade, which is a fan favorite of mine. And it's also a chisel grind. So that means it's completely flat on this side, and it is only beveled on the one side, which is a pretty cool. I have 1 or 2 other knives that are like that, and I kind of like them. It is S35V in steel. The blade thickness is 0.187 or 3/16 of an inch. Weighs in at 8.8 ounces, so it's really not that heavy for being such a big knife. The overall thickness here is 0.67, and it runs on bearings, and it is super smooth. You better move your thumb out of the way. And I'm doing this at a very steep angle, almost parallel to the ground. If I was doing this straight up, I would really, I kind of nervous there to do that because it's going to drop. And it also has this Emerson wave. What that is when it's in your pocket, as you pull it out of your pocket, you kind of hook that hook onto your jeans, and it helps to deploy the knife as it comes out of your pocket. Yeah. Is it my favorite type of thing? No. I never deploy it that way because, I don't know that never, but generally that's not how I deploy a knife, any kind of knife, because I don't necessarily need it out of my pocket open. I don't know. I mean, I get it. I understand the theory behind it. It also has really massive titanium liners and even more massive G10 scales. And I gotta say, the grip on these scales is pretty crazy. I mean, it almost feels like it's almost adhesive feeling. It's so grippy. So whether you're wearing gloves or your bare hands, this thing is soaking wet. You grab it and you are not going to lose your grip. It is so grippy, it's not even funny. It does have a thumb disc, which is a little bit different than a thumb stud. A lot of people hate thumb discs. I am ambivalent. I don't care. I think they work just the same. I don't have an advantage or a disadvantage with the few that I've used and whatnot, so I'm okay with it. On this particular one, I wished the detent, what holds it in, was a little stronger, personally, because it almost comes out too easy. So, I mean, it always fires, it always deploys, it's fine, but it is a little bit, I can shake it out without, using the thumb stud. Just by shaking it, I can get it to deploy. I think the detent could be a little bit stronger. It does have a lanyard hole. It is reversible left or right-handed. Overall, it's totally in my wheelhouse of size, and Alex knew it when he bought it. Like, he was literally left Emerson, took some pictures, texted them to me while he was in the parking lot before he even drove back home, because he knew this was totally something up my alley. So in that thinking, I did pull out some size comparisons that were similar. It's not quite a Medford full tie, but it is more like the Marauder H in size. Is it exact size? No, but it's very comparable to the Marauder H, and the Marauder H has their .18 blade, .190 they call it, but I measure it a little bit smaller than that. But overall dimensions are very similar. Overall length is slightly different, but in general, it's the closest other blade that I have that's of the same size. So I just wanted to pull that out as a little comparison. So we'll just kind of give you the comparison shot here. So it's basically the same overall dimensions and same overall thickness. So here it is against a Sharpie, so you guys can see that. So it is a big knife. It fits in your pocket, no problem. You can carry this all day. It's not very heavy. Is it for everybody? No, absolutely not. But I think by now, I hope y'all know I have very wide range of knife tastes, because pretty much everything I've talked about on my channel, I've liked for the most part. I mean, some I like a lot more than others, and some I like a little bit less. This is the Delica, the Spyderco Delica. So one thing about this Emerson that I have a little tiny concern about is the lock bar, the liner. And it's really hard to show. But as I was checking blade play and just to see how it is, the liner kind of flexes a little bit. And I'm probably not going to be able to show that safely on camera. Maybe you can see it there. So it's straight now, and it flexes a little bit. So I can feel the blade moving just a hair. And I don't know if that's because they cut out and put that steel lock bar insert into the titanium, so it flexes right around here. I don't know. That makes me a little nervous if you were hard using this. It hasn't failed on me. I haven't hard used it, but I see that as a little bit of a concern. As you're gripping it and you are using it, you may inadvertently release the lock slightly, and then, I don't know. I just want to point that out, that there is some flex on that liner. So that's just a slight concern. But overall, God, I love it. These are sold out. They sold out in minutes. I don't know how many they made. This one is number 143. You can see, it's got the wave feature on it. It's the, XHD HMMVK. It's all made in the US, which is always cool. I don't think there's anything on this side. I love the stonewash finish, so if you do get scratches from using it, you may get a little bit to show up here on the bevels, but again, this is a hard use knife. This is a thick blade, big, fits in your hand, and it feels really nice. The clip works really well. Feels good in your hand as well. I mean, all in all, this is a great knife. So thank you, Alex, for loaning this in. I will put a link again to Alex's channel down in the description. So please check that out. I would greatly appreciate that. He goes into a lot more detail on the history of the company and stuff. So I think that's great. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and we'll catch you on the next one.